Thank you, Chairman Thompson and Ranking Member Scott, for holding this important hearing today, and thank you, Administrator Regan, for being here. So a few weeks back in March, when Secretary Vilsack was here before our committee, he said that he doesn't want the EPA administrator calling him and telling him how to do his job. So, Mr. Administrator, as a fourth-generation farmer who represents a lot of farmers in southern Minnesota, I'm proud to stand up for farm country. Farmers are the best environmentalists in the world, and we're tired of the EPA bureaucrats telling us how to farm while we're out there busy every day working to feed and fuel the world. So with that being said, Administrator Regan, EPA's Office of Pesticide Programs is earning a reputation in farm country for being unfriendly to farmers and taking overly restrictive, unscientific approaches to regulating pesticides, including measures regarding your ESA work plan, chlorpyrifos, atrazine, and many other issues. So in response to Mr. Lucas earlier, you said the bar the court set on chlorpyrifos was too high. So Administrator Regan, my question for you is pretty simple. Have you read the court order? The court order actually did afford you the option to make a safety determination, and EPA already had 2020 science on hand to support retaining use of this product. You have any comments on that?
I have read the order. My staff has read the order, and the wording of that particular judge's order went above and beyond the standard language that we use when we determine what is safe. And so again, if you read that order very closely, you see a very frustrated judge that set a bar much higher for chlorpyrifos than any other thing that we regulate. And it was just a step too far for us to make. I don't think that EPA and USDA disagreed on the science. And I think Secretary Vilsack is right. He doesn't want me telling him how to do his job. He knows that I have to stand in front of a judge, not him, which is why he's not wanting to tell me how to do my job with chlorpyrifos.
So, Mr. Administrator, I'm sure you can appreciate the frustration we in farm country have. I mean, it's like a dog chasing a tail. You know, we look to the USDA to provide us that strong leadership and that scientific backbone to help us, produce food to feed the world. And then we have the EPA and we have you saying, you're fighting with the courts and lawsuits and all of these different things. It just, to me, there seems to be some tools in your disposal and we're just not taking advantage of them. Moving on here, the biodiesel and renewable diesel industry provides a substantial economic benefit for my state's soybean growers. Without the RFS market, soybean prices could drop by about 13%. Meanwhile, the EPA has proposed volumes for advanced biofuels and biomass-based diesel for the next 3 years that are below what the industry is producing today. So are you aware that there's been over $6 billion in announced investment to increase oilseed crush capacity, and this is now in jeopardy as a result of the EPA's RFS proposal?
I have met with the biodiesel, biofuels groups, and they've made us aware of some information. They've also given us some information through the comment period. And listen, we're taking that information under consideration. I can't say more because this is a comment period, but I can tell you that we've heard these communities and we're governing ourselves accordingly.
Well, I appreciate the fact that you just mentioned that you're listening. So I really do, and just my advice is please continue to do that. And if we have the opportunity to meet offline, I would love that to talk to you about the importance this is to us as farmers in farm country and in southern Minnesota. In the 2014 Farm Bill, Congress directed EPA to establish a standing agriculture science committee under the Science Advisory Board to provide scientific and technical advice relating to matters with significant direct impact on enterprises engaged in ag production. How many times has the EPA's Ag Science Committee met since you've become administrator?
I'd have to check with my staff to get the accuracy of that number.
I looked ahead. The answer is 0. Your agency has proposed and finalized hundreds of rules in the last 3 years, many with significant economic impacts for farm country. How many of these rules have received review by the EPA's Ag Science Committee as directed by Congress in the Farm Bill?
It sounds like you have a number that could be, or let me check with my staff.
Yeah, it rhymes with hero and it's 0. The answer is 0. So, the question is, do you believe that, the Biden administration's WOTUS rule, limiting safe and effective crop protection tools, these have significant impacts in farm country? Don't you think the committee's, all right, my time is up. We'll talk offline. Mr. Chair, I yield back.
Thank you.
I thank the gentleman.